Sprinkles, Santa Claus's special elf. Because everything is special with sprinkles. Santa Claus to say to you. So listen close as Santa Claus shares holiday cheer with you. You can leave a special message for Santa Claus and get on the nice list at www.santaclaussays.net. Now here is the big man himself, Santa Claus!
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas to all the boys and the girls of the world. Santa Claus says to be good for goodness sakes. And Santa Claus says, I'm so happy you joined me here on the SantaClausSays.net show. We are just a couple of days before Christmas Eve. In fact, Christmas Eve is tomorrow, so we're getting ready. We're very busy here, but I'm not too busy to spend some time with you to have some special time together here on the SantaClausSays.net show, where we do three things. We have Christmas cheer. We tell some funny jokes, and we have sprinkles to help us to do that. And we have a wonderful story, adventure story. And then we're finishing up our story about Santa Claus as a substitute t-shirt today. And then we read letters to Santa. So that's what we do. We also want you to know that we come to you every night during the Christmas season of 2025 at 8 o'clock p.m. on the live stream. And then here on the live stream on YouTube. We're also on Facebook, and we're also on the Apple Podcast and on Spotify. Everything under Santa Claus Says. And then we also have our website, SantaClausSays.net, which is where you can get our free downloadable Christmas gift, our Santa Claus Says coloring book, which is there just for you as we get ready for Christmas. We want you to know we have two very special programs coming up as we conclude the Christmas season. Tomorrow night is Christmas Eve, as you know, and we're all excited about that. But before we leave, me and the reindeer leave on our trip, we have one more program before Christmas comes to share with you. That'll be at 8 o'clock is a live stream, and then, as we mentioned, on the podcast and on the website. That is when we will be bringing to you the night before Christmas, and all through the house, that special story which we read on Christmas Eve. Then at 10 o'clock a.m. on Christmas Day, that's Eastern Time, we will have a very, very special reading of the first Christmas story, which is the story from the Bible. We read it from the Bible, called the Nativity. It's about the birth of Jesus, and we hope that you will join us for that time. We do want you to know you can always reach out to me, whatever time of year it is, at SantaClausSays.net. That is where you can leave me a message. You can leave me a voicemail or an email or even a text message, and I will get those. Now today, our special word of the day, Santa Claus says that goodwill prevails. Goodwill prevails. That means we are to be good to other people, do kind acts, to do good things for other people. Goodwill means that we're not mean or nasty. We are on Santa's nice list by being good, and that matters. And so at the end of our show today, we'll be decorating our Christmas calendar tree with just a couple more places for star ornaments to be, and it will mean that goodwill prevails, and that will be very, very much fun. Well, there's the Glockenspiel, boys and girls, which means it's time for Santa Claus's joke of the day. What do you call Santa when he's being funny? Jolly good. One more. What's an elf's favorite type of exercise? Jingle bell jumps, of course. We like to have some fun here. The Glockenspiel, boys and girls, means it's time for Christmas. Our feature called Christmas from Around the World. And today we're talking about Christmas in the Philippines. Christmas in the Philippines is the longest in the world. The decorations and music start in September, and families celebrate until January. Colorful lanterns called paroles light up homes and streets. One special event is the Giant Lantern Festival, where towns compete to make the brightest and most beautiful lanterns. On Christmas Eve, families go to midnight mass and enjoy Noche Buena, a midnight feast with ham and cheese and sweet treats. Christmas here is all about family, togetherness, and lots of lights. That is Christmas in the Philippines. Well, boys and girls, it's now time for our special feature, Santa's Adventure Story. We love to tell these stories every year during Christmas time. And our story today, we conclude the story today, is a story of kindness. You can always go back and hear the rest of the story at a prior episode of Santa Claus Says. You can get everything at SantaClausSays.net. But we finish this story today. Then tomorrow we read The Night Before Christmas, and then on Christmas Day we read the Christmas story from the Bible called the Nativity. But today is chapter 27 of our story. It's called The Kindness Initiative. Here we go. After reading Emma's letter, Santa stroked his beard. I've been thinking about how to help students in other schools with being more kind to each other. I can't personally visit every school. There are too many, and Christmas preparations require my presence here. But perhaps we could start a program, training materials, lesson plans, and books, and everything teachers need to implement kindness lessons in their schools. We can make it available to any school that wants it. We'll call it, and he paused thinking for a second, the Winter's Kindness Initiative. Bill's eyes lit up. Named after you, Mr. Winter's Personal. That's perfect. Teachers could access the materials and implement the same lessons that you taught. We could include the community puzzle activity and the kindness tree, everything, Jingle added excitedly, already taking notes. We'll be multiplying your impact thousands and thousands of times over. Santa nodded enthusiastically. Exactly. I planted seeds in one classroom, and look how they've grown. Imagine if we could plant those seeds in classrooms around the world, the ripple effect would be extraordinary. Before bed that night, Santa wrote a response to Emma, not from Santa Claus, but from Mr. Winters. Dear Emma, your letter to Santa found its way to me, and I wanted to write back directly. I've been following your progress from a distance, and I'm proud of you. You've taken the lessons we've learned together and grown them, sharing kindness with the whole school and beyond. You wrote that you don't need anything for Christmas this year, but I'd like to give you something anyhow. A mission. If you'll accept it, I'm starting a program to help other schools learn about kindness and community, just like yours did. Would you be willing to write about your experience? Your perspective as a student who went from feeling invisible to being a leader in kindness could help other children who feel the way you once did. You're right that the best gifts aren't always wrapped. Sometimes they're lessons, experiences, and the confidence to know you matter. You've received those gifts and now you're giving them to others. That's the truest magic of Christmas. Thank you for your beautiful drawings. They'll hold a special place of honor in my collection. Remind me of why this work matters. Keep spreading kindness, Emma. The ripples you create will touch more lives than you can imagine. With admiration and affection, Mr. Nicholas Winters. P.S. If Santa happens to visit your house Christmas Eve, I suspect you'll find he's very pleased with the young woman you're becoming. Santa sealed the letter in an envelope and addressed from the Winter's Kindness Initiative in the return address. And Jingle had set up. He'd mail it through normal channels this time, no magic needed. Just a teacher writing to a former student, encouraging her to continually to grow. By late December, the Winter's Kindness Initiative was ready to launch. Belle had created a beautiful website with free downloadable resources, lesson plans for teachers and guides for parents. Emma received her letter from Mr. Winters in early January and was thrilled. She immediately wrote the requested essay about her experience and poured her heart into describing what it felt like to go from invisible to visible, from lonely to included, from sad to joyful. She explained the activities they'd done and how each one had contributed to the big changes in their classroom. Her essay was so powerful that the initiative featured prominently on the website, with Emma's permission. Within weeks, thousands of children around the country were reading Emma's words and feeling understood. Children who felt invisible found hope in her story. Teachers who wanted to help struggling students found inspiration in her honesty. The initiative went viral in education circles. By February, over 10,000 schools had downloaded the materials. By March, that number had doubled, and schools began sending in photos of their own kindness teams, of their own kindness trees, the community puzzles, and success stories. Back at the North Pole, Santa, Mrs. Claus, Jingle, and Bell read every message. Their hearts were full. What had started with one sad little girl who had written a letter had grown into a movement affecting thousands of children. Emma's right, Santa said one evening, looking at the world map where Bell had marked every school using the initiative. The best gifts aren't always wrapped. This is a gift that keeps giving and rippling out endlessly. Mrs. Claus hugged him. You've always brought joy to children on Christmas morning, but now you're bringing transformation that lasts all year long. I think Mr. Winters might be just as important as Santa Claus. Santa chuckled. They're both me, and they're both about the same thing, bringing light to the world one child at a time. Whether I'm delivering toys or delivering lessons, it's all about helping children know they're valued, they're loved, and they matter. For kindness, once learned and shared, goes on forever, and that is the greatest Christmas gift of all. My goodness, what a wonderful story, boys and girls. I hope that you enjoyed the story of the Kindness Initiative with Mr. Winters and Santa Claus as a substitute teacher. And a wonderful story. And you can keep revisiting that story and over again, because the Santa Claus Says podcast is always here for you to listen to the story that we have all the time here on the website at santaclaussays.net, on YouTube, which is where the recordings are, and on the podcast, which is at Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Hope that you'll do that. Well, I hope you heard the glockenspiel, boys and girls, because meow means it's time for Santa Claus's letters of the day. We want you to listen to this letter very carefully. It's from Jackson, who's 5 years old. He says, I like cars and trucks and hope you can bring me a race car with lights. I like racing with my friends. Thank you for coming every year. I will be asleep when you come, I promise. Well, very important, Jackson, because I will be there tomorrow night. And I want you to know that I love you and I will see you and I'll be with you. And for you and all the children of the world, we'll be bringing surprises for you. Now, I did want you to know that even though Christmas Eve is tomorrow, you can still write me and let me know about your Christmas wishes. You can send me a message by email or by voicemail or by text message. You can do all of that at santaclaussays.net. I look forward to hearing from you, and I will return your message. Well, boys and girls, that means it's now, the glockenspiel means it's time for the good word of the day, which is Goodwill Prevails. Goodwill Prevails, and we are so happy to be able to share that word, that Goodwill Prevails. We want you to know what it really means, that badness and meanness don't last. Good things last, and goodwill prevails. And so we have our star here, a star ornament to put on our calendar. And we're putting it here on day 3, which means we're just 2 days to Christmas. So our calendar tree is almost complete, and we'll be completing it in the next couple of days. And so remember, Santa Claus says that goodwill prevails. Well, boys and girls, the glockenspiel means it's just about time to end our show. As you might expect, I've got a very busy day tomorrow night, but I will be with you here for Christmas Eve. Don't forget to leave me cookies and cocoa, and I'll be seeing you real soon. But I did want you to know that we tomorrow night at 8 o'clock p.m., we will have a very special program here at Santa Claus Says. We'll be reading the story of the night before Christmas and all through the house. And I want you to be here for that. The live stream is at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and then it's also there on Facebook and on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Then on Christmas Day, December 25th, we'll have a special Christmas morning episode of Santa Claus Says, where we'll be reading the story of the first Christmas. And Santa will have a very special message for you. It'll come right from the Bible, which is the story of the first Christmas. It's called the Nativity Story, and it's about the birth of Jesus Christ. That is what everything is all about here at Christmas time, the birth of Jesus. Well, boys and girls, the glockenspiel means indeed it is time for me to say goodbye. I love you very, very much, and I'll be with you really soon. Tomorrow night I'll be seeing you, so be ready. You make sure you get your cookies, your cocoa ready. Join us for Santa Claus Says at 8 o'clock and to enjoy our time together, and I'll see you real soon. I love you, and I'll be with you, and Santa Claus listens. Remember, until next time, Santa Claus says to be good for goodness sakes. Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
You're special to Santa Claus, just like sprinkles. Get on Santa's nice list at SantaClausSays.net and watch Santa Claus Says live on YouTube. Tell him Sprinkles sent you.